Hey singers, this is singingtelevision.com. I'm Sara Lee. We are making Singing Simple with Gretchen Parlato. I've asked Gretchen to give us one of her favorite warm-ups. So take it away.
Okay. It's hard to choose just one, but let's just say, can I do 1.5?
Absolutely, you can do 2.
I'm going to do 1.5 or 2. So something really good to do before you do anything else is this one. And you can call it what you want. Many people have different names for it, but basically it's getting to this kind of like mountainy pose, yoga influenced stance, very balanced. Your feet are centered, and you're balanced between both feet, and then rolling your shoulders back and down, and just being very centered and open. And this is like warming up your whole face and just loosening up everything. So what I like to do is that, and then add the humming as well.
Now some people can't burr their lips, so if you can't, stick your fingers in your cheeks, and it'll help you.
Oh, that's good.
So
I never knew that one.
I have always been able to, but sometimes I have students who go like,
and then it gets like itchy here, and you spit all over everything, but it's okay. That's what life's all about, itching and spitting. So this is good for just warming up and centering yourself. So I like to add the humming to it. So we'll start with a nice breath, supportive breath, and I'll start on the lowest note that you have in your range, and then go up all the way to the highest, and then back down to the lowest. This is also a good way to figure out what your range is, because some people have no idea. So range obviously being how low can you sing and how high can you sing.
And you've heard this in previous warm-ups called a yawn sigh. Same thing.
Never heard that word before.
Whatever. Somebody told me, and I pass it on.
Okay. What language is that?
I look in the box. Yawn, yawn, sigh.
Oh, I'm like a yawn sigh.
Yawn sigh.
Wow, that sounds like namaste or some Pali. Like, okay.
Well, we can make that up.
A yawn sigh. I really thought that you meant like another language. That's okay. I like that.
That's our language.
So you add the humming. So we'll take a breath. Sometimes I like to close my eyes too to do this. So inhale, and then this is a great way to figure out the range. Also, as high as you can sing, that's probably the most natural way of the highest note to come out. You know. I think people that can hit a note in that way, with that method, it's really probably the easiest way that you're going to realize how high you can sing.
And a lot of people
Actually,
the thing that I actually said in one of the other warm-ups is that a lot of times when guys and girls can't access their head range and have never sung there before, they're like very beginning and they just don't even know how to sing that. You go, talk like Mickey Mouse, ooh, up there, and then oh, that's how we do it.
Exactly. And that's a good point. Imitating some kind of sound is the best and simplest and most basic way to learn anything. So it's not a bad thing to learn by imitation.
So let me do that with you.
Okay. I like to connect to this part. So what we're doing is like where your rib cage breaks apart, you're finding that little soft palate and feeling that it's expanding. And even like you did this in another
I always make them put their hand here.
Yeah, so you can feel it kind of opening up here. So feeling that, and actually what I tend to realize too is to not drop, when you're hitting a low note, don't drop your chin down. I tend to do that and we think like, I'm going to sing high and it's going to sound higher if I do this, and it's going to sound lower if I do that.
It won't. It actually just tenses you up.
It'll block it, yeah. So you want to try to keep this steady. So singing in front of a mirror is actually very helpful. It also makes you aware of the faces that you make when you sing. And so a lot of times I'm like, I have this thing going on, it's like, and all crunched up, and then, you look at like Peggy Lee or something, and she's just like,
how do you do that?
Yeah, it's a mirror, in front of a mirror. And it's also good to see like the crazy faces that you can make in front of a mirror, like the LA influence, sorry, no offense, plastic surgery face.
Well, if you haven't seen Gretchen's videos, where do you put them on MySpace?
All over, yeah, YouTube.
Yeah, catch those. She do some comical.
That's good too. It's just to like relax your face. So we'll do it together.
Okay. Do that too. Sometimes I gotta do that.
And I don't know how do you feel when you do that? I don't know about you, but to me, it's like immediately I have this like relaxed sensation in my whole body.
It feels like, yeah, it just feels like a big voiced sigh.
Yeah. You can be, it's being, it's projecting, but it's not a volume, it's not loud, but it's actually as loud as I can get, but it's not, you know, this big boisterous thing. Sometimes I will add a little head roll thing. Also, what's kind of cool is if you do it, if you get a chair, I don't know if you can see this, but